So today's show, it's going to be a great one. Thanks for tuning us in. If you don't know what's going on, let me give you a quick update. So essentially what we got is a complete Republican unconditional surrender and capitulation, a whitewash for Obama and the Democrats, the Republicans signing the continuing resolution to reopen the government today. So hundreds of thousands of federal workers get back to work. That's always a good thing when you don't, when you're not getting a paycheck. That's bad if you expect one. Now, of course, the federal workers are all getting back pay. So it essentially it amounted to stay home, do nothing, get paid. But yeah, we understand if your check doesn't come and you got bills to pay, it's a little bit harrowing. But they're all going to get paid. Everything is fine. All the parks are going to get reopened. All of the things that the Obama park rangers and the other Obama bureaucrats shut down for show and go, those are all going to get reopened. I would assume that the Capitol Police are going to take away the barricades to the open air war memorials and some of the other things they did. But make no mistake about it. This is an total capitulation by Republicans. The depth of Obama's victory and Harry Reid's victory over the national Republicans in this impasse or stalemate or a so-called negotiation, which turned out to be no negotiation, unconditional surrender. I cannot make a political historical comparison that meets it. It's like the slaughter of the lambs. It's like shock and awe. I mean, these guys were obliterated. In my newsletter today, by the way, if you have not subscribed to that, you'll really enjoy it. Just go to thejohnfredericksshow.com. That's thejohnfredericksshow.com. And you can sign up for my newsletter right there. It goes out every day about 5:30 a.m. Sent one out today. You don't want to miss that. It's a lot of fun. And basically what I titled my column today was Shock and Awe. Obama obliterates the GOP, the slaughter of the lambs. You know, I looked back in history. I'm a student of history. I know many of our listeners are, and I appreciate that because history is a predictor of the future. If you go down the same path, it always turns out that way. It's a mathematical certainty in most cases. I couldn't find a political comparative analysis to what happened. Maybe you got to go back to 64 and the Goldwater Johnson campaign, something in there, or maybe McGovern's 72 National Convention in Chicago where he made a speech at 5 a.m. or something. Now, militarily, I did come up with one, which was Desert Storm, basically where the U.S. just like rolled through the so-called Iraqi army or whatever they were, Iraqi people in T-shirts with butter knives or something that Saddam Hussein put out there. That's basically what they were. I think they had arrows and hunting knives. I have no idea. But the only military comparison is that shock and awe Desert Storm, where remember when 50 Iraqi soldiers surrendered to a kind of a Marine traffic unit, a bunch of MPs and a CNN TV crew lightly armed, and they surrendered by taking some soiled underwear. They soiled it because they saw the American flag of the horizon, so they wet their jammies there, and then they put their soiled underwear on a stickball stick and surrendered to the CNN television crew. Remember that? That's the only military comparison that I could find to the depth of the carnage on this whitewash by the Democrats over the Republicans. At the end of the day, everything is signed, everything is good to go. Let me just tell you very quickly what it is. The government's reopened. There's a continuing resolution to keep the government open through January 15th. And then the debt ceiling is raised to, I don't know, they have some level, but it's basically whatever Obama wants. Obama's now, I mean, he's king. It might be president under our system, but this is the imperial ruler. He has just stomped the opposition. I mean, it's child's play to him now. The government gets reopened until January 15th, and then he gets his credit card re-upped through February 7th. Now, ostensibly in that period, what's supposed to happen is that there's going to be this big meeting of the minds and these conferees, and they're going to negotiate, and they're going to put our fiscal house in order, and there's going to be this grand bargain, and they're going to save the U.S. from this sea of red ink that goes as far as the eye can see with no plan. That's what the media is going to tell you. That's what you're going to hear from Wolf Blitzer on CNN, even the people on Fox. That's what you're going to hear from Wall Street, one percenters. They're all going to tell you that. There's going to be some grand bargain. They did the right thing. We want to congratulate the Republicans for, doing the right thing, getting the pressure off. Then we're going to all sit down and in a bipartisan way, we're going to fix it. Interpretation. It's Obama's way or the highway. And if you come to the meeting, you better pack a fanny pack. You better pack a lunch because you're hitting the road. Okay? Why on earth, after what just went down and the total Republican sellout and surrender under the guise of pants wetting, why on earth would Obama, Harry Reid, Nancy Pelosi, or anybody else in power in the Democratic Party negotiate anything with these guys? They know they'll fold their tent as soon as the heat gets turned up in the kitchen once again. There's no negotiation. All that we're going to see is basically a media ploy telling us about some grand bargain that's going to come down the pike. Do you know that the Republicans, after 16 days of shutting the government down and all this jumping up and down and all this media stuff and Ted Cruz's filibuster and everything that happened, do you know what they ended up with? Zero concessions. Nothing. In fact, they're worse off than had they done nothing. They got nothing. Because had they done nothing, they would have still had the specter of that. Maybe at some point they do. They got nothing. Oh, you know what? I forgot the big one. The big concession they got is that for those that do sign up for Obamacare and ask for a subsidy, that somebody in the bureaucracy is going to have to verify the applicant's income. Now, that's, of course, written in the law that you would verify the income. Of course, what they're going to say is they're going to have to hire 90,000 IRS agents to do that so that they can harass everybody. So actually, Obama won on that one also, because now we can say, hey, based on my negotiations, I've got to verify this. So to do that, I need another 20,000 Internal Revenue Service agents combing the country for those that might not have been honest on their application. Oh, by the way, combing the country for anybody else that hasn't coughed up the money for my plan. Because if they don't, I'm fining them and I'm going to eventually put a lien on their home and take that. I'll take everything they got because see, they're going to sign up for the plan that, of course, I'm not on that plan because Michelle, my wife, wanted no part of it for her or her daughters. So when the Republicans and this guy from Virginia, what's his name? He said Morgan Griffith, 9th District. Isn't that coal country down there? Trying to tell me I need to sign up for this. I ain't signing up for that. That's for you, not me. I want the subsidy, baby. I got 2 daughters I got to be concerned about. I can't be bothered with this stupid thing. That's for the other schmucks, not me. This is the John Fredericks Show. Unconditional surrender D-Day. We'll be right back.